Apex Legend, the board game, was just announced coming from Glass Cannon Studios for May of this year.
Yep.
And it just might be the biggest Kickstarter or the biggest IP grab
of the year.
Sure. By far.
Yeah.
We're here to tell you why we think that might be the case.
Well, I think 16 million weekly players is probably a good start.
So, for those of you that aren't familiar with what Apex Legends is, because we do have more of a board game audience here than a video game audience.
For sure.
It's a online, massive multiplayer game. It's built in a arena combat system.
Yeah, like a battle royale system.
Battle royale, where you have these interchanging zones, you're grabbing gear off the ground, you're working together. One of the things it's very well known for is working together in a team-based setting in order to grab resources and try to be the last team standing. You have these different heroes that are going to be the core characters that you play through.
Known as your legend.
I think there's something like 18 of them in the actual video game system, and here in the board game they're going to be starting with 4, but they've already said that they're going to have extra stuff coming, so we'll see if they get all of them unlocked during the course of the campaign or if there's things planned for the future. That being said, Apex Legends has 100 million, according to EA, has 100 million active user accounts.
Yep.
Or installed user accounts.
That's just insane.
Has something like 15 to 16 million weekly players.
Yeah, like weekly people logging on to play the game. 16 million people.
In August of 2022, it hit its peak concurrent player count to date, which was 510,286 concurrent players.
That's
500,000 people playing the game
at the same time. That's nuts.
Now, it is a free-to-play with skins and graphic packs and stuff like that that are things that you can buy. It works off of a season pass type of system, and so if you buy into the season pass, you get extra gear and extra resources every time it in your changes or switches over, but it's easy enough to level up and unlock new legends and stuff just by playing it free anyway, which is one of the reasons why so many people have gravitated towards it.
Yeah.
You could either pay for the fancy things, or you could play it at whatever cost is approachable to you. Now, we have some other reasons, though, why we think that this might be the biggest IP. It doesn't just have to do with the fact that it's a EA game. It's a insanely popular EA game. It is a well-beloved, supported community who do have money to spend on cool graphics, skins, miniatures, and other resources.
Very true.
But also, the publisher and the designers behind it, which is something that's going maybe under the radar at the moment, are substantial.
Yeah, so you're talking about the guys who created Endless Winter, right? Thanos was one of the ones who helped design this particular game.
Thanos is one of the developers.
Developers of the game, yeah.
He has his own publishing studio.
Yeah, Fantasia Games.
And they've created 2 of what I think are the best games this last year.
Endless Winter, Unconscious Mind.
Man, their studio so far has been blown out of the water. We got a chance to demo and showcase Unconscious Mind here in the studio. It was one of those where we've held on to the prototype.
Amazing game. Like
just because we wanted to continue playing it.
Loved it.
As far as Endless Winter, it's came for rave reviews at this point, and so the fact that they are working as a part of the development team, creating and crafting this project, is an insanely good choice by Glass Cannon Studios.
For sure.
That being said,
you've also got Glass Cannon Studios.
Cow.
Come on, man. Frostpunk, give me a break. That was one of like the most true to video game format games ever.
19,000 backers.
Amazing.
Over $2.5 million raised in their first campaign. Blowing out of the water. They've successfully delivered that. It looks glorious. It's a fantastic game. We've had a blast learning and playing it.
We've had so much fun playing it.
And so Glass Cannon is coming in here. And not only that, but Glass Cannon is also working on a variety of different IP games. And it seems like they've been able to actually leverage and get a lot of access.
Yeah.
Not only do they have Frostpunk, but they're also working on a Dying Light board game at the moment.
Going to be amazing.
Which we're insanely... We talked about that a season ago. It's still in the works. We're not sure when it's going to be coming out, but the fact that they're working on these other art assets, these other IPs, these other designer kind of crossovers and doing it right is big. And the reason why they have access to these people is because the people that founded Glass Cannon...
also are the people who had the This War of Mine game. I mean, you're talking about
from the video game industry.
IP video game industry people.
So This War of Mine was designed by, I believe, the two founders of Glass Cannon.
Unplugged. Yep.
This War of Mine was Awaken Realms' first game. Awaken Realms has gone on to be a multi-million-dollar, probably, I'd say $100 million plus company. Yep. They also run GameFound, which is a large crowdfunding site as well. And so the crew that brought you the foundation of Awaken Realms then bridged over and brought you Frostpunk from Glass Cannon Studios, and is now getting, I think, potentially the largest player base IP crossover that I've seen.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too. I think you're right on there, especially active players.
Active player base. Yeah, there might be some others, like remember RuneScape, it came out and stuff like that had a big player base, but I don't know about active concurrent, like, people in like, this is a game that is on its 16th season. Yeah. It works off of a seasonal model.
Yeah, which changes the boards and stuff, right?
Which changes the landscape, releases sometimes new heroes, has different weapons and gear that pop out. It keeps the player base fresh. And it's a game that's still entirely supported by the community, which is massive. I've already seen a video game channel creator come out on here talking about the fact that the board game was coming out. Already, about 7,000 of his audience within the first 30 minutes have watched that piece of content, meaning that there are people excited talking about it.
They're ready
EA
for
has already EA I think is hopefully going to be posting and promoting stuff.
Yep.
We have what Game Ranks I hope talks about it. There's a few different news articles that have been writing about it already. They're outside of the board game space.
Yeah. And I think you're also, Respawn Entertainment, the company who created Apex Legends in the first place, they've thrown out some amazing titles and love the story aspect of video games in general. So, you're talking about a win-win situation all the way around with that kind of support coming from everybody.
Yeah. So that's our take. That's our theory as to why this might just be the biggest IP, the biggest board game of the season. We will certainly see. We are going to have a chance to demo it here at the studio. We've reached out to Glass Cannon. It looks like we're going to be getting a prototype in, so if you're excited to see some crazy stuff here on the channel and get more information about Apex Legends, the board game, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned because we'll have more content coming out. I'm insanely excited.
Me too, man. I can't wait.
It does mean, though, that I need to spend about 40, 50 hours playing Apex Legends over the next month or so, just for the refreshed experience of it, Wes.
Is that how it works?
I need to be as comfortable with the new season as possible.
The goal always is create content. So as long as you've created all the content that we need, you can use your extra time to do whatever fluff you'd like.
Video games are hard for us to get to the table if you can't tell, but I would like a good excuse to dive in for.
If we both happen to have PS5s, then maybe we could do it together.
That's true.
And that wouldn't be a problem. We could that's part of our sharing opportunity. Is that how that works?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
I don't know that.
You can see the review that we had playing here in the background popping up with a 9 out of 10. For the record, Apex Legends, the video game, has been received insanely well.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about the board game here, we have high expectations, to say the least. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. You're going to end?
Oh, I was just watching the dog take your shirts out of the...
We have an end tag and everything.
Okay, let's try it again. Take 2.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here.
And don't forget, play board games.
Whatever the case.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that.
Oh, my gosh.
Try one more time.
We'll
got this. Take 3.
Bye.
Whatever you do, don't forget to play board games. Dang it.
How did you just not listen?